Warning, this video contains spoilers for all of Hollow Knight's endings, abilities, and characters. If you do not want to be spoiled on any of that, please click off this video and watch one of my others. I recommend Toxiquid, it's pretty good. But without further ado, let's start the show. What's crack-a-lack and Noxic crew, my name is Toxiquid, and Hollow Knight! Oh my god, this might be one of my favorite games of 2020, and with me trying to construct a review on this game, which will be coming soon-ish, I wanted to dip my toes into this game already by making a moveset speculation video on the Knight. This character is primed for a Smash Bros. Moveset, and as the final fighter of the Toxiquid Fighters Pass, including characters like Bandana D, Minecraft Steve, and Rillaboom, the Knight from Hollow Knight just makes sense. Like the other videos in this series, I'm going to be making a complete hypothetical DLC pack for the Knight, including stuff like a moveset, classic mode, spirit battles, music selection, stage, and even stats. So before we get into it, I just want to plug for the last time the Patreon. You guys really help out the channel in so many different ways, and if you want to help out, including potentially picking out the next 5 fighters for 2021, please go check that out. Everything helps. And with that all out of the way, let's weave our way through that moveset. And to start, every character needs a base of stats, basically stuff to quantify how high you can jump, how fast you can fall, etc. So in this segment called Stats for Nerds, we go through that all relatively quickly because I'm not an accountant and numbers are boring. The air acceleration is at a crisp 0.12, which makes the Knight just faster than Kirby and on par with people like Peach and Wario. The airspeed is at 1.155, which is the same speed as Cloud and Sheik. The fall speed is the same as Ness at 1.31, and the gravity is at 0.08, the same as Yoshi in Game & Watch. The jump height is at a 35, the same as Fox, and the duration is at a 56, the same as Lucario. The Knight is pretty small, so he's also somewhat light, with his weight being at a nice 85, which is the same as Zelda. It must be that big ass mask. Landings are 4 like over half the roster, with the walk speed being 1.259, which is the same as the Pits, whereas the run speed is at 1.595, which is the same as Ivysaur. Next is the dash turnaround, which takes 5 frames to do so like Bayonetta, and next up is the grab range, which is a solid 12.5, the same as Shulk. And for those who are wondering, yes, he can wall jump, but cannot crawl. So with legit all the semantics out of the way now, let's dive our way through the standard attacks. After entering on the Stag Beetle, the Knight is ready for battle. Swiping straight into the jab combo, let's take the basic nail swipe and make it into a 2-part combo with the Knight swiping left, then right. Simple as that. The dash attack can be the dash slash, which is where the Knight speeds forward with a big ol' nail slash. The forward tilt can be the nail strike, where it's a more powerful nail swipe, where the Knight leans forward a bit to make it more powerful. The up tilt is the upwards nail strike, where he swipes upward. The down tilt is the low nail strike, where the Knight crouches and stabs the nail forward. Lastly, for his general standard attacks, there's the get up attack and the ledge get up, with the regular one using the shade whip and sweeps in a circle around the Knight, and the ledge get up where he headbutts the opponent with his horns. With that all out of the way, let's master the art of the smash attacks. These are some of the most cut and dry ones. The forward and up smashes are variations of the Great Slash, with one being horizontal and the other vertical. As for the down smash, that's easily the Cyclone Slash. Look at him go. The aerial attacks are going to follow what I call the Min-Min fallacy, where despite potentially having better and more unique moves, they decided to play it safe and have the character use their grounded special attacks, but in the air. This takes effect in their forward air, back air, and up air, where it's just the tilts that I described, but this time they aren't on the ground. The neutral and down air is actually where it gets a little bit more interesting though. The neutral air uses one of my favorite charms from the game, being the Thorns of Agony, where the Knight Shade splits into a mass of thorns, damaging the people who gets hit by it. As for the down air, it's just a downwards nail strike. This may not spike opponents, but if somebody does get hit by it, I would love to see a mechanic where the Knight gets pushed upwards with the force of half a jump. As that's all there really is for the aerials, let us claw our way through the throws. Alrighty, as for the grab, the knight will snatch you by using his grubby little mitts and will hold him tight, and as for the pummel, he will headbutt you by using that chunky ass shell. As for the forward throw, let's make use of the shade cloak as the knight dashes into the victim with all his force. As for the back throw, let's make use of one of the lesser known charms, the Grubberfly's Elegy, to fling the opponent backwards and shoot a beam out of the nail to really seal in that damage. The up throw is the Spore Room charm, and our little knight here just straight up explodes into a mist of spores, sending the opponent upward. And lastly, for the down throw is the Shape of Un, one of the most practical charms in all of Hollow Knight, where the knight just flops around on the floor like a caterpillar, smushing the opponent. And with all of that, all that's really left to do is summon the spirit to talk about the special attacks. As like the other DLC fighters, namely folks like Joker, Hero, and Terry, the knight here also has a gimmick. And that gimmick is the Soul Meter. It's just like Rebel's Guard and the limit gauge in how if you hit or get hits, it fills up incrementally. But whereas the fast charge move is typically mapped down to down B, I'm actually mapping it to neutral B as to invoke how the game works more. Hold down that button and it will charge the Soul Meter incrementally by 1/3 each time. Why do we have the Soul Meter? Well, to use for the other special moves. The side special is the Vengeful Spirit, where the knight shoots out a quick Hadouken-like projectile. It also pushes him back a bit, so using it backwards may be good for horizontal recovery. The down special is the Desolate Dive and is a glorified ground pound with shockwave damage and snazzier effects than what I can draw. Lastly is the up special, the Howling Raids. You might be wondering, hey, why isn't there a recovery? Well, that's because I wanted to A, have this move alongside the other spells, and B, accentuate that the knight doesn't really need a recovery, as I think having a wall jump and an excellent mid-air jump is more than enough. So we basically just made a jankier Yoshi. As for the Howling Raids itself, it's a large AoE burst upwards with the same range as Lucas's up smash but with less start and end lag. Man, these seem like such powerful moves. There must be a catch, right? Why, yes there is, me. The Soul Meter isn't just for looking pretty, no. The catch is that every special move, save for focus, will use up 1/3 of the meter. If you don't have a third, you can't use the move. You can refill the meter by attacking or using the neutral special, so using the spells with the knight will have to be a little bit more calculated. As that's all there is for the regular moves, the only thing that's left to discuss for this moveset is the final smash, so let's dream up that one. The final smash comes straight out of the best ending in Hollow Knight, aptly titled Dream No More. What happens here is that the knight swings the Dream Nail as an activation box, then a recreated scene occurs from the end of the Radiance fight, but this time replace the Radiance with whoever the hell you want. And after a swift swipe to the ribs and some help from the Void and the Hollow Knight, that is a finishing move that people can say wow to. Alrighty, with the moveset all squared away, let's now move to the other stuff, like alternate costumes, music, taunts, stage, classic mode, spirits, and even a hat for good old Kirby here. Starting with Kirby, his hat makes him look like the knight with no body. Some of you might be wondering how Kirby would utilize my neutral special concept if it doesn't attack, and to that I'm gonna say we go with the Olimar route in rolling 2 moves into one, in this case being Focus and the Vengeful Spirit. Easy peasy. The taunts are pretty unique as well. The up taunt has the knight summon crystals from the Crystal Dash technique, the side taunt has the Shade Fly Free, and then the down taunt be the challenge motion seen when challenging the Mantis Lords and or the Radiance. As for the alternate costumes, we got the default costume, a Hornet color palette, a Seer color palette, an Un palette, then a Grim palette, a Godseeker palette, then the Hollow Knight color palette, and then topping off with the Radiance color palette. For the stage, let's go with the City of Tears. It's an iconic location with really unique platforms that could lend well to a Smash stage. Another great option would have been Green Path or the Forgotten Crossroads, but I'm going to be making the stage the City of Tears. It's not really a static stage per se, but there are some moving parts to it. Namely, there's the elevator, which has a spiky hitbox on the top of it, as well as the stage incorporating water. Every stage in series needs music, so I picked out 11 songs to show you here. There's the City of Tears remix, Enter Hollow Nest, Hornet, False Knight, Mantis Lords, Nosk, Radiance, Truth, Beauty, and Hatred, Hive Knight, a Grim remix which uses both themes, and Furious Gods. There could have been so much more, but I decided to restrain myself for my own sanity and for the sake of not bloating this list. As for the classic mode, this one is titled Journey Around Hallownest, and like every other classic mode, is 8 rounds with one of them being a bonus round. Round 1 starts with the Giant King DDD on Omega Reset Bomb Forest, which is a reference to the False Knight. Round 2 is Roy on Distant Planet, which calls back to Hornet's first fight in Green Path. Round 3 is 3 Lucinas on Brinstar, which is a reference to the 3 Mantis Lords, whereas Round 4 is a fight against the Knight with the Hollow Knight palette and 2 Orange Kirby's on Shadow Moses Island, which is a reference to the Broken Vessel fight. Round 5 is against Bowser on the City of Tears, which calls back to the fight against the Soul Master, and Round 6 is you fighting against a giant Dark Samus, a giant Meta Knight, and a giant Shulk on Omega Frigate Orpheon. This is a stamina battle where you don't really have to do much, because they don't really do much, and is a reference to the 3 Dreamers. As per usual, Round 7 is a bonus round. That's pretty neat. And lastly, Round 8 is against a Corrin, and then a giant Palutena on Final Destination, which parallels the Hollow Knights and then the Radiance boss battle. And with that, all that's left is the Spirit battles, and I'm telling you guys, this was hands down the hardest part of the process, as there was so many more characters that I could put in as spirits, but as Smash has so far a cap of around 10 spirits per character, I have to oblige by those rules. As for the novice spirits, we start out with Zote the Mighty, which is a fight against a Ridley that uses side special more often on Spirit Pillar, and all the while you have to protect a tiny knight in the process. This doesn't give you a reward, but Zote is enhanceable to become Grey Prince Zote later down the line. Next is Cornifer as a support spirit and is a fight against a Robin who tends to avoid conflict on the City of Tears. He rewards you with breaking ability up. Lastly is Cloth as a primary attack spirit and is a fight against a giant Dark Pit with the Ice Climbers as support. Dark Pit uses side smash more often, all on hand and bow, and rewards you with hammer duration up. The advanced spirits start with the Dreamers as support spirits, as the Dark Samus, Meta Knight, and Shulk on Omega Frigate Orpheon. This is a timed stamina battle where they stay still, and you get rewarded with Jam Final Smash Charge. Next is Squirrel as a primary grab spirit and is against a young Link on Woohoo Island. His movement speed is increased and you get rewarded with that upon defeating him. Lastly is the False Knight being a primary defense spirit and like in the classic mode is against a giant King DDD on Omega Reset Bomb Forest, but here he has an increased jump as well as insta drop. Upon defeat, he also gives you insta drop as a reward. As for the Ace Spirits, we start out with Hornet as a primary attack spirit and is against a Roy who uses down special more. Movement, sword attack, and jump speed is increased and rewards you with sword attack up. Next is Grim as a primary grab spirit and is against a red Bayonetta on Omega Brinstar Depths. She uses side special and dash attack more often, and she starts out with a fire bar as well. Your reward is, surprise surprise, another fire bar on startup. Finally, we have the Hollow Knight, who is a primary defense spirit. This is a fight against a giant knight with the Hollow Knight skin on Omega Temple. He uses smash attacks more often and has his movement speed, attack power, and shooting attack power increased. You are rewarded with unflinching charged smash attacks, and this spirit can be enhanced to become the Pure Vessel. Finally, for this video, there's the legend spirit, the Radiance. This is against the giant Palutena on Omega Pictochat because color contrast. She uses neutral air and up smash more often and has random final smash, floaty jumps, and unflinching charged smash attacks. She rewards you with a new skill called Critical Health Energy Shot Attack Up. I would have loved to make a creative name for this, but I have recently learned that there is no creativity when it comes to stat buff moves, so this stays. At least it has a cool acronym though. And with that, that's the Knight. What do you guys think about this fighter concept? What would you change? I certainly had a lot of fun making it, and I honestly couldn't have gotten this far without help from my good friend Caleb, aka TTLizard. Coincidentally, he is also a moderator on the Hollow Knight Discord, so if you are in that, say hi to him for me. I don't really have much to shill, but take note that I will be gone for a while after this video as I am rebranding the channel into something much better and more original than it is right now. So if you have any questions about it, I have my Twitter at Toxiquid and my Discord is open for those who want to join in it. We have chill fun there, and if you like what you've seen, why not subscribe? I have so many more videos to come, including that big Hollow Knight review that I alluded to at the beginning of this video. So if you want to see that and many more, just hit that big ol' subscribe button. Thank you so much for watching the videos of the 5 fighters of the Toxiquid Fighters Pass. It really means a lot, and a big thanks to the patrons again for their support. And if you want to support me as well, check out the Patreon page. I'm going to be restructuring it very soon to where everybody gets everything regardless of how much you pay, so if that sounds interesting, the link is in the description and at the end of this video. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next video. Keep on crack-a-lackin'.